Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year. This is the first video of 2022 and I am so excited. Hope everyone's enjoying their new year so far and hopefully it's a incredible year, a good year for all of us. Okay, so for today's video, well, it's not going to be just a one-off video. It's going to be a series of videos and you probably, if you follow my Instagram page, would know what is going on. So we are going to give our bedroom a makeover. Now this makeover has come about because we decided to upsize our bed. So we currently have a queen bed and we decided to upsize to a king bed. So we're so excited about that. A lot of you will be like, all right, so what are you gonna be doing with your queen bed? We're not selling it or anything. We have another project for it. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully I'll be able to record and document all of that as well. So yeah, there's like a whole bunch of things that are happening in our bedroom for our bedroom makeover. We have our beds getting delivered in a few days. We also I need to start from scratch, you guys. I have no bedding. We had to upsize, you know, obviously our mattress, our quilt, get some extra pillows, bed linen. I had nothing. Like, I'm such an amateur when it comes to bed, king bedding. It's crazy. So it's also new to me, but very exciting. So for today's video, it's going to be, you know, solely focused on our bedroom walls. We are going to give it a huge makeover and I'm so excited. If you have followed my Instagram page, you would have seen a few years back I did some DIY wainscoting for my girls' bedroom. It turned out absolutely stunning, so beautiful, and I had all the videos saved in my highlights, but if you are familiar with Instagram, there's just so much that you can have on there before it starts getting deleted, and it's deleted and I get asked about it so much. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to document this as thorough as possible and put it on my YouTube channel, so then it's got a permanent home for, you know, whoever is interested to give DIY wall paneling, wainscoting a crack. So yes, that's the reason why. So for today's video is solely going to be about our walls, wainscoting, how to do it, what tools to use, the type that I'll be doing, and hopefully I'll be recording a second video for once our bed comes in, our bedding and all of that styling fun stuff. But for now, for today's video, I'm going to completely focus on getting our wall molding up. So what I'll be doing now is, well, we kind of started. So you probably see that my bedroom is an absolute mess at the moment. There's like, I don't know if you guys can see, but there's tools on this side and there's like wall patching tools on this side. So we started with patching like a hole that we had near our front door of our bedroom. And then it just led to, you know, the usual, filling in any holes or gaps or anything like that, which is great. So that's like taking a whole load off, you know, the process anyway. The next thing I'm gonna do is just, you know, move the dresser, bed sides, and get the bed moved down or maybe out of the room. I'm not too sure yet, but pretty much making space so we can begin with my statement wall here. And I've did like a little sketch on the type of style and layout of the wainscoting that I would like to go for. So in my girls' bedroom, I went for the traditional half wall wainscoting type, whereas for our bedroom, I wanted to do something a little bit more different, a little bit more, you know, statement and yeah, very unique, and give it so much more character. And that's to do molding top and bottom. Hopefully it turns out well. And that's because this is the only wall in our bedroom that's a full wall without having, you know, windows or doors or anything on it. And it's the only wall that we can have our bed actually up against. So I feel like it's our feature wall. It needs to look, you know, beautiful and different. So yeah, then I'm going to start on that. I'll show you guys the sketch that I whipped up, not to ratio, please don't laugh at it, but it pretty much just gives me an idea on the measurements of the boxes, of the panels that we'll be doing, and the type of style that I'll be going for. So that's enough of my ramble. It's time to get into it and get started. And if you would like to join me in the process, then keep watching. Okay, so pretty much this is my rough sketch on how that back wall is going to, or how I would like it to look. So I'm going for, you know, larger boxes at the top and then smaller boxes at the bottom. So this middle box, I would like it to be a larger size to pretty much frame the bed right in the middle. And then I would like, you know, the boxes on either side to be smaller, and of course the bottom ones. So yeah, that's pretty much a rough idea on how that back wall would look like. And then all the other walls I'll be making like smaller boxes to pretty much accommodate where the, you know, windows and the doors are. So yeah, let's get to it. We are ready. We've got our miter saw set up. We've got all our trimming. I've calculated how many of each size that we'll need. I've marked my first box. I want to have the first kind of panel up there and then kind of like go by that. And yeah, so let's get started.
You're the night sky trying to make me see your stars, but the dark gets lonely. Now I see violet, I can feel silence. In the dark's all that I see. When your stars have burnt out and your heart makes no sound, I'll find violet in your eyes. You'll always be my night sky.
Cut. It's getting pretty late, so we want to pack away the saw and continue tomorrow. However, these pieces are all done for the main statement wall, which is behind the bed. I've just categorized them, labeled them according to measurements and, you know, the location of where it will be, just to make it a little bit easier. I'm going to go ahead and hang them up, and then we're gonna call it a night and see how we go. Pretty much pick up where we've left off tomorrow.
Always be my night sky. You'll always be my night sky. You're the night sky hiding behind dark grey clouds. I can't figure you out.
That is a wrap for tonight. We have done quite a fair bit, like we've done a lot. We just need to cut the smaller sections for the smaller boxes and then start on the rest of the room. We're gonna get caulking, wood filler on the like, you know, the headless nails and all of that. So that's a wrap for us today. Gonna go rest and then we'll pick up where we left off tomorrow. So see you guys tomorrow. We are on day 2 and we have literally just finished all the panels. It was a really busy morning. We had to grab some more panels from another local hardware store, which was about a 20-minute drive from us. We needed a few more, and we grabbed that. We grabbed the paint, and we grabbed everything else that we needed, so we don't need to like head back to the hardware store so we can just get it done. So panels are done. So the next thing I'm going to do is wood filler. So because I did use a nail gun, it obviously leaves like a little hole, and using wood filler pretty much gives it like a seamless finish once you want to paint it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. There's quite a lot of holes to fill because there's so many panels. This is probably the most tedious bit when doing this project, but I find that it's very necessary. It's definitely very necessary if you want the results to be very seamless, especially when you paint over them. So I'm just using a simple non-shrinking wood filler in the pine color. So I believe there's other colors that you can choose from, especially if, say, for example, you have already painted your panels and then you need to fill them in again. Any, cracks or anything like that, you can get different colors like white or black or something like that. I've just gone for pine, which is the same color as the paneling, and I've pretty much done this wall, or some of it. Now I need to sand it down. So once it dries, you give it a sand. So I've just got like a fine grit sanding block. You don't want to use any harsh or coarse sandpaper or anything like that. It will definitely leave like a really coarse texture that you don't want. So a fine sandpaper block or sheet is perfect. So yeah, after that's done, we sand everything down, give it a wipe down, and then I'm going to do some caulking. So caulking pretty much is to fill in the gaps where the panels meet the wall. I mean, you don't need to do this, but again, if you want the look to be very seamless and very high quality, this step is really essential. Like, I believe it will definitely transform and take your wainscoting to another level. And yeah, especially if your walls are not leveled or anything like that. We've got some, uneven walls, so there is some panels that have a little bit of a gap. So the caulking will definitely help cover that up, and yeah, it'll make it so much easier when we come to paint. So I'm going to go ahead. I want to bring you guys closer just to show you what I mean with how the holes look and what I pretty much do to fill them in. So let's get started. Okay, so this is an example of how the holes look. So in these areas are where, with the nail gun, we've pretty much secured the panel to the wall. And then this little section here, if you have, cut your panels, especially if you've used a handsaw, you don't have like a drop saw or a miter saw, and you're using a handsaw, sometimes your joins don't come up perfect, which is completely okay. Don't stress. That's what the wood filler is for. You can definitely fill in the gap and pretty much fix the issue. So I've got a little bit of wood filler on the lid here. So, I mean, you can use a putty knife, but I just put some on my finger, and then I go in and I just fill in the holes, and then pretty much just wipe as I go so there's no excess. And there you go. You just keep on doing that, repeat on every crack or uneven join and your nail holes. So it's going to take a little while, but it's definitely worth it at the end, especially with how seamless your paint will come up. Good morning, everyone. We are officially on day 3 and hopefully the end of the project. So last night we did all the tedious work. So the last thing that we did was the caulking. We went through a lot of caulk, and I'll show you an example of what it is. So it's pretty much connecting, like I mentioned before, it's connecting any gap that's between the panel and the wall, and then you just literally put it on, and with your finger you just kind of like go along the panel and then get a wet cloth and go over it so you can kind of tidy it up and there's no excess all over the wall and all of that. So it was a tedious job, but I mean, if you have someone helping you and you pretty much team up and one person does this, one person does that, you'll finish in no time. So thankfully we were able to do that. Hubby also taped everything last night to get it ready for painting today, so that did make a huge difference. After, you know, we had a good night's sleep in the living room. We've been camping out in there the past few days. So yeah, after a good night's sleep, you get that boost of energy to kind of continue. So having anything that we were able to prep and do yesterday, last night, we did. So yeah, pretty much ready to go, ready to paint. We've just prepped our drop cloth, we've got our paint ready. And the first thing I'm gonna do is, go ahead and do is the edges. So I'm going to empty some paint into a little bucket, so I'll be able to go on the ladder and then do all along the edges with a paintbrush, and then go in with the paint roller on larger surfaces. So excited to finally start painting. We're going to go lighter. So this color here is the Dulux Hog's Bristle. We have decided to go lighter and go for the USA Antique White. So really timeless and classic. I'm not too sure how it's going to go, to be honest. But yeah, we're not gonna know until we give it a crack. So let's get to it.
So much cold in you, and the silence is so loud when you go. I just stay dancing with my shadow all day. Watch the time, I can't find the point where our two pass the line. But you're the night sky, I'm trying to see your stars, but I've always feared the dark. Now I see violet, I can feel your silence. You always feel so far when your stars have burnt out and your heart makes no sound. I'll find violet in your eyes. You'll always be my night sky.
Alright, you guys, we are done with the painting. It's like really late at night. We just had our dinner and we are peeling all of the painter's tape so we can finally clean the floor and bring our bed in, which you're not going to see in this video, so stay tuned for my next video. But it turned out amazing. Honestly, it feels like a brand new room. The color is exactly what I had in mind. It's so like bright and airy and fresh. But yeah, so good. So I'm gonna wrap it up here. Everything that I did use for the project, I'm going to have everything listed in the description box below. But yeah, if you have any questions or anything like that, please put them in the comment section, or send me a message over on Instagram. I'm more than happy to help you out. And I hope this video inspires you to give DIY wainscoting a go, because it honestly transforms a space. And if you've seen the before of this room and the after, hopefully I'll be able to get better shots tomorrow in the day in natural light. But for now, it's time to take off the painter's tape. So let's get to it.